Madam Speaker, there's so many issues that are facing our country right now, thanks to the disastrous policies coming out of the Biden administration. Inflation is up 8.6%. Economists are predicting a recession within 12 months or less. Our energy crisis, which is totally preventable, is only getting worse. We need to turn our spigots back on, Madam Speaker. We're relying on foreign adversaries, mostly enemies, I feel like, most of the time, to produce oil instead of turning our spigots back on, as I stated. The Biden administration is still shoving Americans toward electric cars, which cost on average of $60,000. That's more than the average Tennessean makes in a year. I know folks living in the Beltway, that's nothing to them, but the average working American, that's a whole heck of a lot of money. And the environmental problems that these cars cause with their batteries and the slave labor to produce them in these foreign countries we have no regulations over, it's despicable. And for anybody to wrap themselves up around that is part of the problem. Gas has hit $5 per gallon last week, $5. People can't even afford to go to work in most areas. President Biden is trying to act like he's doing something about it by proposing a 3-month gas tax suspension. Madam Speaker, that is laughable. That is laughable. The way it's rising, they will save no money, and at best, it's a short-term solution to a long-term problem. At worst, it's just an attempt to distract Americans from the Biden administration's refusal to turn our oil spigots back on. And also, it would leave a $10 billion hole in the Highway Trust Fund. Also, the baby formula crisis is still looming. We've got this problem, and the solution that Washington offered was to pay more FDA bureaucrats more money and not solve the problem. The Democrat Party has accused the Republicans of some awful things, but one of them was that we were standing in the way of this, and when in fact we voted for the compromise bill, but the national media, which is so in the tank for this administration, refuses to mention it. In closing, I'd like to thank all my colleagues who are here tonight to call out the never-ending flood of problems coming out of President Biden's White House.